Well, everybody, this is Don with the vlog of
folks.
many things, and this evening is the normal group of individuals. We got Steve,
Wait, the normal abnormals? I mean, what are you talking about?
Idiots.
the
The
normal
usual
group of
suspects.
the suspects.
I
The
think of
usual suspects.
idiots.
Yes, so we got-
Idiotas,
we got
hey.
Well,
Steven.
if it was Mad Magazine, we'd be the standard.
Don't get me
idiots.
started on Mad Magazine. I'm literally obsessed with it. More obsessed with Mad Magazine than I am Red.
Oh, you want to see that book I got on my shelf? Then
I got the big one that has all the issues.
it has all the comic issues.
Yes, nice.
Yeah.
At any rate, real quick, we have Steve, we have Tom V, Voralt, Tabletop Tap Room, we got Glenn Hallstrom, Old Man Grognard, and we have Mr. Eric Tenkar from Tenkar Tavern.
Hello.
Gentlemen, how are you tonight, everybody?
Good.
1, 2, 3. Yes, we're fine.
So Yay. tonight, what we're going to do is we're just basically going to be kind of like, just in general, chat, talk, just kind of like Tom threw a whole bunch of ideas for the show today at us. I got overwhelmed. I was like, which one to choose? We kind of chose one, but then it's like, you know what? Let's just kind of talk about anything in the group. So if you're in chat and you want to talk about something, let's talk about it.
Well,
And
yeah,
buy my book.
And
yeah,
by
I'm
God's
gonna,
will.
I'm gonna do a quick show and tell
Done.
on
Ooh.
something that should theoretically be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's an AI Pi. All right. So this is a little computer that's supposed to hook up to an AI service.
Is that a Raspberry Pi?
It's a Raspberry Pi kind.
Nice.
It's AI Pi. So yeah. So and it comes with this little like battery pack. So I ordered it. The whole thing was like $37. But apparently, if you connect it to your 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, it gets into a freaking loop. Yeah, it gets into a
Does it try to escape and kill people?
so
No? Okay.
no, but what it does, this thing, if it's working properly, which it doesn't,
Thank you.
we'll see. It arrived today, so literally, and if you will see this advertised on Facebook, as
Is it if it's what I'm thinking is, I'm interrupt Eric real quick. Isn't that something that I'm trying to think the company that put it out, but it's like $150, isn't it?
no, this is $36 with. If you don't want the battery, it's all of I don't know, 26.
Okay, for those who don't know though, why would you buy that? Like the average guy, like you, retired cop is buying something like that. What are you gonna use it for?
All right, this is sold with the idea that you can program it with voices, and again, if I had a working one,
Eric, I got my own voices I deal with.
no,
every day.
the voice is in my head. I know, but you can actually program it to act as one of your NPCs, respond to your players in character as Al Pacino, as Joe the lawyer, whatever. Because you can upload your own voices. The AI will. So, but mine is stuck in the. I don't know if you can see it. The hotspot. Set up your Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is hooked up, but it won't work. So we'll see how that happens. But the idea is you can set it up with a voice so your players can interact with somebody in character.
That's pretty cool because actually one of the things that I'm going to bring up tonight, it's kind of weird you showed this. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen watching, we have all not talked about tonight's show other than to say we're going to talk about just a mishmash. But I actually am going to bring up something about AI. Thaius might be interested in this because Thaius works in AI. But so basically, if I understand this right, it's kind of like a little, it's a Raspberry Pi. For those you don't know, Raspberry Pi is a programmable computer. I use it in prop making. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with it.
Yeah, and you can set it up with different AI agents. And what they really want you to do is they want you to buy you can buy this in groups of 1, 2, and I think 5.
Do me a favor, Eric. Would you PM me the link to that for $36? I'm gonna buy the damn thing because I can put it in my 5-foot Millennium Falcon and do cool shit.
People have done it. They've put it into Furbies, and they've put it into what's the other one? The don't feed them after midnight. What's that one?
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Somebody put it into a fluffy gremlin.
Oh my! It sounds like my youngest daughter. Don't feed it after midnight.
So you can literally set it up like that. But if for role playing purposes, you can put like 1,000 words into its description of what it's going to talk about and how it reacts and all that stuff. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool to be able to pull out a voice at a con table. But again, like I said, I think I might have inadvertently bricked this.
You didn't brick it. Trust me. I think what's going on here is probably within the setup that you didn't do something quite in the right direction. So I'd do like a factory
and
reset.
to reset it, you're supposed to hold the right button down long for 5 seconds, and it's supposed to bring you to the proper screen. It just brings me back to the set up the Wi-Fi screen.
Yeah, there's something wonky.
Yeah. So we'll see if the company can rectify it. I'm excited about it. Honestly, I wanted to bring it to ShireCon, have Joe the lawyer's voice on it, and then have it talking back to Joe. And I just thought that would have been
Joe the lawyer talking shit to himself.
Yes.
I would pay to watch that at a
yes. That's so. I still may jump in for the 5-pack and just
Now, real quick, I know that I want to get back to this, but we did have an initial right off the rip question from Things and Stuff 4620.
All right.
And he asks, or she asks, don't know your genre, your sexual orientation, sorry, says, what is the least played tabletop RPG ever made? Gentlemen, anyone want to tackle that thing?
Hole. Which one?
Least
Oh,
Oh, God.
well,
Oh wait. I have Hole, and I would read it a page or two at a night because it was entertaining, but I don't think it was playable. But no, what's the one that has the circumference of your anus?
Don't tell me this. Was this like by
that
Zach?
one.
Was this Zach Smith's one? Was that
No,
Smith's
no,
word?
no.
no, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, I can't. Somebody in the chat. I'm having that senior moment.
I mean, I saw it when I started with.
So, okay, real
Neve.
quick, I got to ask: are you guys messing around with me, or is there seriously a game where you have to measure the circumference of your anus?
No,
Yes, there is.
I mean, there's that. Any other kind of weird body part, you have to like, okay, how big are your breasts? How big are your
Yes.
balls? You know, that kind of thing.
I was gonna nominate.
Fatal. There you go.
Fatal, that's it.
I was going to
Fantasy
nominate.
Adventure to Adult Lechery.
Yeah, that came out around time of 1E.
Yeah, it was 2000. No, it was later.
I have
2004.
never. Okay, I am.
Oh, it's a 2E. I didn't forget.
I consider myself fairly switched on when it comes to role playing games, but I have never heard of this game. So I guess my question is going to be: can we expand upon this? What is this game called again? And what's the premise of it?
Eric's the expert.
I went to the Wikipedia. I went to the Wikipedia page. It is known for its graphic, violent, and sexual content, as well as the complexity of the underlying game system, involving high-level mathematics and an unusual amount of randomization and character development.
So who wrote this thing? Who created it?
Darren McLennan and Jason Sarton. They described it as the Necronomicon of role-playing games.
Is there like human anal skin binding the book?
Hopefully not.
That's the Kickstarter version.
Yes, that's if they made $100,000 off of it, right? That's one of the stretch goals.
Yeah, it describes itself as the most difficult, detailed, realistic, and historically, mythically accurate role-playing game available.
That's like a lot in one breath.
Yes. Reception was overwhelmingly negative.
I was about to say, so basically, two guys sat down and said, hey, Eric, me and you need to make the most revolting, offensive game that we can think of. What do you want to do as well as the mechanics of it?
Can we
Tom,
make it
got any ideas?
Can we make it misogynist and racist? And apparently they did.
I thought that was Voldemort and his Nazi buddy.
No. I think they went a step beyond. They really did. For here, I'm putting the Wikipedia link in our little private chat. If you want to send people down that rabbit hole, feel free.
You know what?
I think we've had.
Oh man! Wow.
It's been a long time since I thought of Fatal, man.
I thought about something though, real quick. I thought about maybe every week when we do a video that one of us can showcase something that we have bought online, wasted our money on, and or spent really good money on. And I'm going to be first this week.
Uh-oh.
All right. Now,
I'm getting myself set up.
oh, you better be set for this one because he didn't like my review. All right. Now, who here likes a good role-playing game city map that's done really well?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't is right.
Several.
Now, I bought a book about a month and a half, 2 months ago. Okay. And I spent $18 on this thing. Okay. And actually, I should get double my money back for the offensive nature of this book. Now, is anyone, and I'm sure everybody here is aware of the website, and I don't remember what it is, but there's a website you can go to and you can do like automatic dungeon maps, city maps.
Oh, one page dungeon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. it's
So
good.
I purchased this. This is Town Maps. Now, this book is made by a company called
No, you're backwards.
Crappy Press. My apologies.
Crappy. Wait, wait.
Brad?
I'm joking. It's actually called Silent Wave Press.
Okay.
They have no social media presence for a reason. Okay. Now they make a city map book
Uh-huh.
like this for $18.
Okay.
They also make a dungeon map book for $18, etc., etc. So I thought, I really like a good city map, and I could really probably use a good city map because I do a lot of game design and such. Now, I want to read you a quote before I show you the inside of this. It says, no part of this publication may be reproduced, distributed, or transmitted in any form or by any means without the prior written permission of the author, except as permitted by copyright law. Now, you would think that they were pretty damn original in this. Now, I'm going to show the picture of the interior of the book. Anyone want to guess where this guy got this stuff from?
This is the. Is
AI?
that no? Is that the one page dungeons?
Yes. That's the other page.
By the way, he allows you to use his work in a commercial product.
Yes.
But how can you claim copyright for something that you hit refresh on?
Yes. So basically, this is roughly 50 pages of automatic, and he gives convenient in the back where you can buy more. He's got a dungeon maps, a fantasy world map. Guess where that came from? A town map and a village map. And he's got fantasy names.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Cave maps and fantasy maps. And on everything that he does, he has across the bottom, those who violate my copyrights and trademarks shall be civilly prosecuted. Now, you can't civilly prosecute anyone. You can civilly sue people.
Right.
So I'm not trying to be a jerk here, okay? But this book right here, do not waste your money on, because you can get it for free online. This is what bugs me. And I'm going to be a bitcher and whiner, not like I am normally on this show, but I'm going to be more. Is not only does he show you the map that you can hit refresh, like Eric said, and get for free, he goes through the hard work of just gives you like the number of the map, and you're supposed to fill in.
Oh, the details. That's awesome.
Yes, but the guy's so freaking lazy and cheap. He doesn't even give you like lines to write stuff on.
Here's a
So,
blank page. Here's a
I went-
crayon.
Yeah,
Have
so
fun.
I went down a rabbit hole.
The
today.
dry. Okay.
No, I decided to find out who this person is. Zip. I cannot find anything. He's on Goodreads. He's on Amazon, because that's where I bought this from. I wasted it, but I bought it from. And when I did my review on him, because I don't hide my name online. I don't go by like Titan 462. I go by Don Samora.
Donald Duck.
Quack, quack. So this guy looks me up and he sends me an email. Okay. His email's out of Chicago. I checked the IP, but he tells me that he is now going to sue me because I gave him a bad review on Amazon and that I am lying, that these are hand drawn by him. And quote unquote, each one of my maps takes up to 90 hours to make. What have you done, loser? It doesn't take 90 seconds to refresh the screen. Okay,
No.
I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be a dick here. And I apologize if I sound like one, but guys, that is from that automatic map making site.
Done. I put the link to what have you? I support him on Patreon, by the way.
Danka.
Yeah,
Actually, so do I. I support him too, but I did not. By the way, people,
drop it in the chat because, folks,
there it is.
it's an amazing resource. I am not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've got tons of it on
I'll spend, 10,
Wonderful
15
job
minutes,
he did.
On the dungeons, because I can't throw dungeons for shit. But if I find one that goes, oh, I can work with that, I can work with it.
Yeah, it's actually the guy who made the website is brilliant.
Yes.
And for him to offer it for free is really,
and he's constantly
personally
updating it.
yes, it's a testament to his graciousness and his.
And that contest he has every year, you get tons of it every year.
What's that?
I said he runs the one-page dungeon contest.
No, that's a different guy.
What?
That's a different guy.
Oh, it's a different guy.
Oh, it's a different guy.
One-page dungeon and
That's what I'm
the
talking.
one-page dungeon generator.
Generator. Okay.
Yeah, this is that.
I thought you meant the, one
No.
page.
This is, and it's but folks, it's not AI that's doing it.
No,
it's procedural.
No, it's rhythmically generated.
Yeah.
Buster TN says, "Thanks for telling me this. I almost bought it just to say so. Trust me. Go to the link that we just shared in chat. Buster, I am not. And the thing is this is, I think of all the vlog of many things, you guys will see that I normally don't call out a creator. I'm an author too. I got a lot of stuff on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, but this is truly what's despicable to me about this is all he did was generate maps, puts it in a book, and he doesn't even give credit to the website. That's what bugs me about this. So yeah, I don't know.
And how much you pay for that?
$17.99.
That's a ripoff.
And I saw it. I was all excited. I was like, oh man, city maps. I'll support a small creator. I mean, that's really cool. Of course, on Amazon, he doesn't show previews.
No.
Why would he?
Yes, exactly.
That's the gamer equivalent of the published by Amazon.
But by the way, folks, if suddenly I disappear, apparently we have a tornado warning here in Queens.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that can happen? Like buildings fall on your house?
Yeah, maybe I get a wicked witch going through the window. The window is on the other side of my screen.
Uh-oh.
Fugly says, Don, I've got an old Judges Guild version of city maps if you need it. I probably have old Judges. I've got a ton of city. By the way, Fugly, thank you very much for the kind offer. I just seen it. I was on Amazon buying 5mm LEDs for my 5-foot Falconer building. And I saw it and I was like, wow, like 60, 80 pages of like city maps. And in his description, he's like, everything is hand done and detailed and da-da-da. I was like, wow. I mean, if I get one map out of it, it's worth $18 to me. I can have a lot of fun with it. Wow.
See that right there? That's all Judges Guild right there.
Yes.
So I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Yes,
Plus, the Arduino guys drawn me in maps too. So
Fiat says 90 hours. Wow, that's not even slow. That's the speed of smell. So
my God.
I'm there now. Neat site. Yeah, exactly. It's a very cool site. You can do like dungeons and caverns and caves and stuff. Just ask this guy. He plagiarizes.
You can do an area of a setting. That's how I did the Twilight Isle for my open table. I found one that was this is perfect. The right size, right? It's got, and I worked from there. It really is good.
And what's really nice about the guy on the website, when you look at his terms of service, I know a lot of people don't read them, but it's really important to check this guy out because what he says very plainly is, if you want to use my work in commercial works, I don't mind. Go ahead. I'm happy to do it. Just link my website.
Yes.
How easy is that for this guy? I don't even know this guy's name, and I want to shake his hand. I mean, does anyone know who the name of the creator of this website is? anymore?
Offhand, no. I went down that rabbit hole when I first found it. And I was trying to find forums on it and all that stuff. But that's why I found the Patreon. But listen, he's constantly updating the cities, the towns, the outdoor, the dungeons. I mean, it's spectacular work.
Yes. And it's not this is the whole point. This guy has been online for years. This is pre-AI.
Yeah.
And Steve, maybe you know what this is. What is it when the computer program generates it, but it's not using AI? What's it called? Do you know?
I think it's procedural in this case.
Well, it's definitely procedural, but I don't know if he's using C++ or P. He might be using PHP. I'm thinking he's using some type of. He's got to be doing something because it's not everything. I mean, literally, you can sit there and just hit refresh, and it creates brand new, and it's within seconds, like 2-3 seconds. It's done. Yeah. Eric, by the way, you got to make sure Luna gets.
I know. So I'm saying, like tonight, I'm probably out early, like around 10, from the hangout, because Luna has her first annual vet appointment.
So basically, Luna's getting a thermostat shoved up her ass.
Yes. She'll be really. She loves the vet until.
Well, she loved the vet at one time.
It's gonna change. She loves just seeing people. She's like, all excited. Oh my God! There's other animals in the waiting room.
You know what? I'm kind of that way. When I go to the doctor and I know I'm gonna have a thermostat stuck up my ass, I'm kind of excited too.
Yeah, look at that. Don't even have to pay for it. I mean, yes, you do. Sorry.
So, final word on this, just because
Daddy pays for it.
I've never had a thermostat.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Thermos. Are you talking about thermos up your ass? Okay.
A thermostat is an entire different animal. Boy, that hurt.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot more fun for you than me tomorrow.
Yeah,
very true. So, my final word is this: on a scale of 1 to 5, Town Maps by Wanker Press is a 0. And I really hate knocking other people's creative works, but I'm going to say something here about this book. This makes Justin Lanaso look like Watsy. There, done, over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was some creativity going on with the work you're talking about. Listen, anybody can slap together generated pages. If you generated a city map and then you detailed what's going on, some of the personalities, some of the locations, you've improved on it. You've put your stamp on it. Your stamp isn't putting copyright.
Well, this is what I said in my review to him. That's actually what I pointed out. I said the reason why I'm giving it a 1-star review and being so harsh is not the fact that he copied blanket this generator program.
Right.
It's on the other page where he could have said, okay, I numbered everything. Here's my input. That's different. He was creative. He doesn't. He basically just gives you a blank page and is too lazy to put lines.
He's the same as somebody trying to use generative AI to write a novel and then put their name on it.
Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely. So let's get to something creative. Let's go ring around the rosy. Steve, wake up.
I'm awake.
Okay. So Steve, what are you working on tonight or today? What is your project that you're working on to get kind of amped up? I know one of Tom's. Hi Tammy, how are you?
Good.
She's what I'm working on.
Yeah, I know you after this video chat with a smile on your face.
But no, I don't have anything right off the bat at the moment. I did finish up taking care of my dad's cats last week.
Oh, by the way, real quick, serious question. How's your dad doing?
He's actually doing pretty good.
Yeah. Good. So he's handled the Steve's dad sadly is his prostate cancer?
Yeah, I think it's prostate cancer.
Yeah. So how is he handling his treatments? Everything going good with your dad?
Other than glowing in the dark, yeah, he's doing fine.
Good. I'm really glad to hear it. So You're not working on any. I thought you were working on a book. You're always working on a book.
No, the only thing I've been doing is just kind of going through some just research projects right now, just kind of researching different things, not really doing anything creative, just just research on things.
Gotcha. Tom, what are you currently working on? I know we talked a little bit the other day about some stuff. You got some pretty cool stuff you're working on.
Actually, I had a idea, and I consulted with you, and you gave me the great tip to use a chisel and a hammer to split those little wooden craft barrels
Yep.
that you pick up at Hobby Lobby.
And I did some research, by the way. I was wrong. They're not made of pine.
Oh,
They're made of oak.
are they really?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting because I split them in half, made a raft, so it looks like half the barrel's under the water, the tabletop being the water. And then I stained them with Minwax golden oak, and it's beautiful. It's coffee stir sticks, and those.
Isn't that pretty how they turn out when you stain them like that?
Oh,
You
yeah.
put that varnish on them?
And it's I got to go back and paint the little metal bands on the barrels, but it's a great looking little raft. I'm going to do a second one.
Nice.
I was reading Wolfgang Bauer's statement today where he was complaining about the hobby being fragmented.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that because, he was kind of complaining that so many people are just coming out with rules and publishing rules, and he was saying we got to have standardization, and I'm like, yeah, he made a bet on 5e with his company putting out a 5e
It's a gamble.
alternative. And now he's kind of sour grapes, and he was coming off like Gary Gygax when Gary Gygax would be a little pissy in his column. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so he's coming off like that, and I'm like, wah, wah, wah. Now I just had that reaction to him. To be honest, I like Wolfgang. I used to get emails, newsletters from him all the time for decades. Seemed like, but he's a great designer, and he's he knows what he's doing. He's made money, so.
But real quick, Tom.
But the whining about
I don't like the whining from professionals.
But the thing is this with me, real quick, Tom, and I want your take on this. You just said something. That's why I'm interjecting here. Is what he is basically he is arguing about the fact that certain editions are wrong or they ruin the hobby. But the problem is this, is that he will agree with you as long as you agree that what edition he feels is ruining the hobby. Like he bet on 5e. If you go to him and say, well, maybe you should have bet on 1e or 3.5, I don't know the guy. I will admit,
Right.
I've never talked to him, didn't interact with him, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but that's kind of the infection of social media of me and Tom, you can be a friend of mine as long as you agree with me type thing. And it's not like that with me and Tom, but the point is that's the islands that social media creates. So as a publisher, if you're going to bet on something, and I've looked at 5e, you got to hedge your bets and understand that maybe you need to kind of balance out a little bit more than putting all your eggs in one basket.
Well, whining that small press type people who are doing it as a passion, like Tom Wilson over at Throwaway Games there.
Right.
Whining that, they're fragmenting the hobby because, look, somebody who's doing something as a passion and they're trying something new. The OGL crisis was the best thing that happened because it made a lot of people reevaluate the hobby and open people up to the possibility of let's try something different.
Well, let's not put all our eggs in the WotC basket. Now, and folks who don't realize this, by the way, when we talk crowdfunding, Wolfgang is the person that brought crowdfunding into the community. Before Kickstarter, he was experimenting with crowdfunding.
How real quick, Eric? How so was he experimenting with crowdfunding?
So he would have basically patronage. So you would support a product that was being worked on. You'd pay for it kind of up front. you'd get updates, you'd get little teasers and bits. I can't even remember the one. It was a dwarven one. I was just excited about the whole thing. It was dwarves. I remember, being involved, and you got like a peek behind the scenes as it was being developed. So,
Gotcha.
so that was the prelude to the community looking at things like Kickstarter and Indiegogo and BackerKit. But here's the other thing, though, with Wolfgang. Wolfgang was making bank on two things. He was making bank on 5e, but he also had the Pokemon license for a while. So he was making.
Yes, Foogly, go ahead. Much appreciated.
He was making money, easy money, and then he could afford not to necessarily make as much money off his hobby business. I don't know if he still has the Pokemon license.
Real quick, guys, I am not familiar with who this guy is. Who is he exactly?
Wolfgang Bauer. He was one of the designers behind Third Edition.
Oh, that Wolfgang.
Yes, Wolfgang Bauer. Wolfgang is a big creative name.
Yes, he is. Now,
But
yeah.
the thing is, with Wolfgang, he's the one that what they went from Black Flag to I don't know, Prince Valiant and the Can or something like that. I mean, bad
Valiant.
Yeah, but bad marketing choice there. But they were actually betting on the idea that 5e was going to be totally locked down. And when 5e was not totally locked down, but was put into Creative Commons, it made Tales of the Valiant kind of redundant.
Well,
But
what he did is he. I mean, gambling is gambling, no matter how you want to play
Yes.
it, no matter what thing. And
Yeah.
it's sort of like my attitude as of late is. I think with publishing nowadays, especially in game publishing, you have to understand that I love AD&D. I admit it.
Mhm.
I love BECME. I really do. Those are just like, oh my God, perfection, chef's kiss.
Comfort food.
Exactly. But on the same token, there's a difference between saying Don Samora as a player and gamer loves this and saying as a company, what are we going to publish for people? And there's a reality is, and this is where a lot of people I think really make mistakes at is you may like it,
Mhm.
but the other 10 people don't.
Right. And the thing is, he made his money on in the RPG industry on 5e. So Tales of the Valiant, Black Flag, Prince Valiant, whatever you want to call it, that was supposed to keep.
Oh, he
that
did.
going.
He did Black Flag.
Black Flag became Tales of the Valiant.
Yeah, Trevor Valiant. Yeah.
So it became redundant when 5e just became 5.5.
And he's arguing for standardization now, so it's like everybody's got to get on the 5e bandwagon.
But he wants. But I bet you his argument is it must be what I like.
Right.
to
It's
be
going to
standardized.
standardization has to be whatever it's going to support whatever he's publishing. But the
Yeah.
thing is, okay, maybe he's top tier third party publisher, up there with Goodman or whatever. We'll give him that. But when it comes to the tier below that, you see a lot of companies. Frog God did it for years, right? They Pathfinder and an OSR system, because Pathfinder was making 3/4 of the money, and then they got to make the same product in a system they really enjoyed. Swords and Wizardry, OSE. Even Tom Wilson often does things for different systems. You gotta. The thing is, when you're not WotC, that market is finite, and
It is.
and honestly, the fear from Wolfgang is that he is not going to be able to market his stuff to whatever's going to be successful, and he's not going to be able to. He's too large to pivot quickly, but too small to benefit from the issues. Like, hey, some people do very good supporting Shadow Dark solely. Right, some people do very good, but they're not a publishing.
Well, look at well, real quick, and excuse me for interrupting,
Yeah.
but the big thing. Well, I'll give you an example. Look at Professor DM. What did he end up finalizing his Kickstarter at? 1.35?
I think around 1.3 something. Yeah.
Yeah, $1.3 million. Now, what is his game core based on? Isn't it Shadow Dark, basically?
It's compatible with Shadow Dark, but theoretically, it's compatible with any OSR system. So I don't have a peek behind the curtain on that one.
It's pig-faced orcs, chainmail bikinis.
Right.
This ain't your kid's RPG.
Yeah, old
Right.
school wrapped around basically.
Grimdark
Yeah.
leans into the whole Deathbringer, and
Yeah.
Mrs. Deathbringer, I guess, is now a character, and
But also there's also
I love him for the pig-faced orcs, honestly.
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm not I don't mean this offensive against Professor DM, because Professor DM is a proven track record of being a hell of a knowledgeable gamer.
Yes.
OSR gaming. He's a successful blogger, and let's face it, he's a successful Kickstarter guy.
Yes.
He quit his tenured college position teaching.
Well, actually, it was New York City Department of Education. He was a high school teacher.
And he
Oh,
worked
gotcha.
for Watch.
He was also teaching as an adjunct in college. I don't know if he quit that one, but he retired as his wife did. God bless them. They had their time in.
And now he just does this.
Right. But
the thing is but this is the whole point behind it all. To me, at least my point I was trying to make is that, what he did is he is still like the other guy. He's gambling because he has done very well with his Kickstarter. He sees he's a smart guy. Let's face it. I mean, he is just a hell of an intelligent guy. He does, and I'm sure he's ran the numbers and the percentages in his head, but he is gambling that what he is doing is going to maintain its memento. It's going to maintain its pace. And he is probably, the way I look at it, he's probably spot on correct.
Yeah.
But on the same token, it is still a gamble. So if 2 years from now, he's like going, oh, the bottom fell out of the market, this system-ish kind of thing I relied upon is utter shit now, he still gambled.
Yes. And it's all a gamble, right? If you're putting money into it, it's all a gamble.
And that's game publishing in general.
Yes. And the thing is, to be a company of that size, to bitch and complain that smaller companies are and when he's saying that, he's talking about things like Shadow Dark and OSR and Dragon Slayer and DCC. Well, you know what? Your 5e version is compatible to pretty much every other 5e version. Have at it. I'm sure he's also annoyed at Pathfinder for still existing. The reality of that's on Death's Door anyway.
Screw those 3.5 players. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, okay, if you are a small publisher and you make a choice that I'm going to support, I don't know, Osric, I'm going to support Swords and Wizardry, there's a ceiling. Okay, there's a ceiling that you're going to hit. Dan, Professor DM, said, I'm going to support something that has a much higher ceiling. I'm going to market towards Shadow Dark because we know that ceiling is over $1 million. Okay.
Yeah, you think?
Now,
can you imagine waking up at that on Monday morning after starting your Kickstarter on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I expect when Chubby Funster, Greg, kicks off his new Shadow Sun Kickstarter next month, I expect he's going to make easily 6 figures.
Real quick, Chubby Funster, explain who he is for people and what his Kickstarter is. I'd love to be able to kind of push him.
Okay, so Greg Christopher, Chubby Funster, by the way, is his YouTube channel. He had a hilarious video the other day, by the way, about WotC. If you haven't seen it yet, it's about 4.5 minutes, given from the perspective of somebody in HR. Just enjoy it. But Chubby's been designing games in the OSR field
For a lot of years.
for over a decade. I
Yeah.
was still working. I play tested Ambition and Avarice back in the day. I've play tested other things for Greg. He's really skilled. He's really talented. He's really focused. And
Mhm.
you can actually get Shadow Sun now, the first edition, but he's going all out with the second edition. Quality, print books, not going to be print on demand.
So did he do an initial Kickstarter, you said?
I think Shadow Sun's the original. Yeah,
Thank you,
that's the
Tom.
original one.
What did he do on, what was his goal on his first Kickstarter?
It wasn't that
And what
much.
did he pull out?
Wasn't that much. I think he maybe pulled out, I'm going to guess, 20 grand. But I expect him to hit six figures on this one.
Oh,
Because
very cool.
he is, and he understands it. But now, again, he also understands that there's going to be a ceiling. I understand for what I do on my channel, there's a realistic ceiling. BX is only going to take me so far. And unless I want to start becoming, a channel that gets paid to do reviews. Oh, I shouldn't say that. But I mean,
You
unless
gonna dye your hair aquamarine and sit there and
Yeah.
yeah.
talk bad about AI and not AI, but 1E that you think you know what you're talking about?
But I mean, there is a ceiling to what I do, and I accept that because it means I will remain pure to what I enjoy doing. I don't
Eric-
want to be doing something that I don't enjoy.
I have to ask you a question about Chubby Funster.
Yeah.
You said now several times that you think he's going to hit six figures.
I think I hit six figures. I
Tell
really do.
tell me why. Yes, Tom. I know the ice is annoying. My apologies. Okay, Tom has a anti fetish against my eyes.
No. We don't have an anti-fetish against your eyes. But that's besides the point. Chubby is going to go full out marketing on this one.
Nice.
He's going very high quality in the presentation. He's going to make the rounds on social media, including
So
my
he's
channel.
basically stepping shit up.
He's stepping shit up, and I truly suspect that that Kelsey is going to also put in a good word for him because they met at North Texas last year.
If he has her endorsement, that'll go
Yeah,
a long way.
Yeah, she was I got to introduce them, and she was very excited to meet Greg. She
Now,
loves his work.
I'm not trying to interrupt here, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of questions I have as you're talking, but I want to
Yeah.
ask them while they're pertinent.
Yeah.
Did Professor DM get Kelsey's endorsement?
I believe so. She was
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, Thing and Stuff 4620 says, Don and others, is Shadow Dark OSR or new SR? Prove me wrong.
Well,
New
we can't prove you wrong when you say is it one or the other. Okay, just going to be technical there. However, I consider Shadow Dark, much like DCC, to be OSR adjacent.
Yes, it's very Shadow
New
Dark for me is very, very OSR adjacent.
Okay, so it doesn't. If you're asking me what is OSR, my definition is probably a lot tighter than many in the community. Okay.
Not that you know anything about the
I
freaking
would say
subject.
it has to be based on 2E or earlier, and there's very little that's based on 2E. Let's be honest.
Yes,
But
2E is very narrow.
it's usually based on the white box, BX, BECME, AD&D, and derivatives thereof.
Real quick, Dan the Final Arbiter says the Vlogmania thinks Kelsey is actually writing one of the
Okay, I
Deathbringer
thought
adventures.
that might have been I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't want to say it, but thank you, Dan. Thank you for the fact check, sir. Thank you for the fact check.
my thing is with this is that, you know, and Professor DM I think is a really good, and Chubby Funster. When you look at and I will admit that I'm not a watcher of, I know that Tom is a very big watcher of Professor DM's content.
Love his
I am not, but I have watched many of his videos. And I will give him one thing. A, he is extremely knowledgeable about his topics and the topic in general, in the subject in general. He presents the topics like you, Eric, very clinically and very well. Tom, what do you got
I
there?
got one. I got one of
My
them.
Dungeon Pizza. My UDT. Dungeon
Oh, okay, yes.
Gotcha.
Those
We'll
are
get to
very
that
nice.
1 second, Tom. Glenn, real quick, you were going to interject something.
I was.
You were right in the middle of talking when Tom showed his pizza.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about. I said I got
Oh.
one of those.
All right.
Okay.
I took mine. And I found a Lazy Susan at Walmart, and I glued it down there. So now I got it on as a Lazy Susan.
Nice. Tom, what is yours made of? Foam board, right?
Mine's
it's
made of high density foam there. Green.
Oh, I tell
Yeah.
you what, the pink and blue Dow styrofoam, you can't beat that shit.
Yeah, this one's green. It's from Lowe's.
Yeah. Yeah.
By
Same
the way,
stuff.
just as a side comment, I loathe the term new SR. New
Yeah, I'm not a
SR.
fan of that.
No,
Tom.
no, I'm not a
I
fan
still
of it.
call them clones.
Well, no. The new SR is what I would consider to be adjacent. It's OSR adjacent.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, new SR seems to be catching on.
I'll let it. I'm not going to
Well,
use it.
You know what I think the problem with it is, and you know, for those who know, for the group that's in this chat,
Mhm.
I've kind of been going through, and I'm not. This isn't a whining thing. I actually admit that I have been very wrong how I have reacted to things that people are saying about me, and I've decided to kind of get away from the drama.
Good.
Okay, but on the same token, I think that there is, and I think this is one of the problems with new SR, is could it be? And I'm just asking the opinion here. Could it be that maybe the new SR is too close to the term new TSR? And people are, and I'm being, I'm not
Yeah.
being snarky. I really legitimately am asking.
It's a legitimate. It's legitimate, but I just think honestly, all right.
No,
The word I want to use is verboten these days.
Verboten.
Verboten. So I'm going to consider it's similar meaning to putting a speed limiter on your motorcycle, right? What are you doing? You are blank something's ability to go faster. It's an R word. I can't use it.
Yeah,
But I do think that Nusser.
Nutser.
Because it's I would have to say it's adjacent. Okay? And adjacent is fine. I happen to enjoy games that are adjacent.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the DCC derivatives, I've played pretty much every single one. DCC, Mutant Crawl Classics, what is it?
And I'm going to make a shout out real quick. For those who don't know, there's a man out there by the name of Jim Wampler.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Wampler is brilliant, not only in his game design, but, and I'm going to do something here. I had the entire set, and he pissed a lot of people off, and I will be first to support him in one thing. He showed me his in-process images, these little rehash guys that he did.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, these things are so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, he does a great job with the 3D printing. I swear to
Oh,
God.
he just got into designing. That's the point of 3D modeling. He just got into the thing, and his ability to analytically say, I need to learn how to do this. And this is not stuff he just basically AI copied. He has shown me the design screens and everything. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
So I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
and when you start talking about things that he's helped design and
People
develop.
forget Jim isn't just a game designer, he's an artist.
Yeah.
Okay, and people forget that.
Jack of all trades when it comes to game design.
Yeah.
The guy's brilliant.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he do a wizard figure with your face on it?
Yes, what he did was he did this guy right here he did a mascot for WizardCon, and then he did a wizard for me holding as a wand an X-wing cannon because he knows I do a lot of Star Wars. And what he ended up doing was he designed this guy after me. And he did the standard 28 millimeter, and then he did a gigantic 65 millimeter figure of it. So
He nailed the bald head.
yes, he did. And the thing is about Jim Wampler, and I'm going to just do a quick shout out to this guy. Jim Wampler is just a flat out nice man.
Yeah.
He's one of those people in the hobby, and I'm going to say it like this. And I'm not kissing ass here. I'm being dead serious. He's like the four men that are in the chat with me right now. He just does shit. Not you, Glenn. You're just mean, angry,
Yeah,
contentious.
get off my lawn.
Yeah. But the thing
Buy
is,
my
Jim,
book.
yes, Jim is one of those guys that he is always willing to give advice if you ask for it. He is cautious on how he gives the advice because he doesn't want to offend you, hurt your feelings. But I'll tell you something. If you want information, like as an example, if you're getting ready to do a Kickstarter, and this is for anybody in here, including watching this, if you're getting ready to do a Kickstarter and you really are wondering what day should I start it, what's the best preload time, what's the best length of time, Jim Wampler is the man that you need to talk to about it, because Jim is very knowledgeable. And
let me interject there.
yeah, go ahead.
He actually sent me like I think it was a Word doc on advice on kickstarting.
Bingo, yeah.
And I also own his Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson miniatures that he produced.
Yes.
And I don't know where they are. I was looking for them the other day because I haven't painted them. So I know I've based them, but I've and maybe primed them. But I was like, where are those figures? I should paint those, and I just can't locate them. You know, it's inevitable with miniature collectors. Yeah. We put stuff someplace and then we don't know where it is. But
yes.
Yeah, I have his miniatures and they're awesome. But I'm gonna have to look into this new set of miniatures you're talking about because I love his material. He's absolutely
yeah.
If you're in the miniatures like I am, you know, and you can see stuff behind me, like that skull back there on that shelf. That's actually a pulpit.
Yeah.
You know, for a Temple of Evil type of thing.
And these are, excuse me, these are, I mean, I've got a whole pile of them here. These are his minis. And the thing is about his minis is that people are going, well, he just copied. I am telling you right now, no, he did not. What he did is he took the original minis and he resculpted them from scratch. I seen the roughs. And he didn't use AI to do it. He did it by hand. And what he did was all he did is he took them and he improved them. He didn't lie and say they're all 100%. He said where he got the inspiration from. And it's sort of like saying, and he's gotten shit for it by a few people, sadly, it would be like me going, I'm going to rewrite, B1. And I rewrite B1 following the idea behind B1. I'm honest. I say I based it on B1. This is a rewrite. That's what Jim does. Right. I'm not claiming that I created B1. And, his detail level on these and such, but it also goes right down like I got all his Scientific Barbarians. He does a book called Scientific Barbarian. So well done. Yes. And this is a man that frets. He literally frets over making sure that everything is quality and done right. Yeah. And I'll tell you something. He's also a man, and I am proud to call him my friend, that if I'm having a bad freaking day, if I message him and go, Jim, I'm having a really bad day, I need somebody to talk to, I don't have time to take a drink of coffee from hitting the send button. He's on the phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's just a hell of a nice guy.
I've had a number of conversations with him. I don't know him as well as you do, but absolutely.
And I'll tell you something about another thing about him with Tim Kask is, Tim Kask sadly passed away last December, and he and Tim were the tightest of tight. And more than once, Tim has told me about Jim Wampler is, if you ever need help, he is the man that you can call, and even if you're a stranger to him, he'll help you. And it's just Tim. Sorry, but Jim Wampler, and I know I'm harping, but Jim Wampler is just a hell of a nice guy. And just like the guys here, we got Steve and you, Tom, and Glenn and Eric. You guys are just legitimate good friends. And people that, if they're lucky enough to be in your circle of friends, you got somebody that you can depend upon.
Yeah.
When shit happens that you just need some help. And sometimes people just need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Real quick, things and stuff, and this is a good one for everybody to ask about and answer is things and stuff says, Don, Kickstarter or backer kit, pros and cons. I'll real quickly answer. I have my pros and cons. It depends upon how much work that you want to put into kind of like the prep and the presentation, because backer kit is more strict on you must go A, then B, then C, then D, then E and F. Whereas Kickstarter is more, well, you can skip B and go to F, and then you can go back to C. And so backer kit is far more structured when you set up a crowdfunder. Kickstarter's more loose. But opinions and ideas from other people here.
I've never run one, but I talked to a lot of people who have. My understanding is backer kit takes a little bit less of a chunk of your earnings than Kickstarter does. Number one, backer kit seems to care more about the individual creator
Bingo.
than Kickstarter does. Kickstarter doesn't give a flying fig Newton whatever you're doing. They don't care. I know. I censored myself. Okay. And I will say this as somebody who we had Dan, Professor DM, on the channel for a live stream a couple of weeks ago. He was able to embed that live stream on the backer kit page.
Yes.
So when anybody went onto that page, they got to see the live stream as it was live, and it was up for a couple of days. So they got the. I was amazed at the number of views. And by the way, my live streams are not monetized for AdSense, so it wasn't making me anything extra. But I was just happy to see it and happy to get the word out. But I think backer kit, if you want customer service, backer kit is probably where to go.
It is. It really is.
If you want a company that will only get involved if you screwed up in a bad way,
And even then, it's questionable with Kickstarter.
you know, but and backer kit has a good reputation.
Right.
Okay, they didn't have any like you know
Ken Whitman.
anti-union. You know, there's a
I'll
whole
say it 3 times.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Ken Whitman. Ken Whitman. Ken Whitman.
Oh God!
Oh, my
Thanks,
God.
Tom.
Oh, wait a second. I don't stream these Thursday nights. So by the way, I am very flattered that a certain individual is a minion of my channel, and you know, cheers.
Thank you for your $4.99 a month, sir.
Would that be a certain individual I just named?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You said it 3 times, so.
I said it not once. So
Real quick before we go on, before 9 o'clock, because I promised I'd tell him before 9 o'clock, and it's like 1 minute till. I want to do a quick shout out to Chris Lundgren. And I want to point people to Chris Lundgren is helping with a gaming convention called Mini Wars 2026. Is on October 10th and 11th, which is a Saturday and Sunday, at the CSUF at the Titan Event Center in the big state of Cali. So again, look up Mini Wars 2026, Chris Lundgren. He is really trying to get this kicked off. Chris right now, Chris is part of, one of the guys and gals who are heroically battling against Disney to try to get better worker rights and such for his fellow workers. I believe he's a union rep or something high up there. But
he's also a regular person in the chat, isn't he?
Yes, he is. And along with that, he is a hell of a nice man and supportive of this channel. And
Little Wars, is that more wargaming or RPG?
It's called Mini Wars. And the thing is I think it's kind of like a mixture of the both, but very welcoming to any type of gamer. I know that. And again, it's October 10th and 11th, 2026. I was going to actually mention it tonight, is I would love to have Chris on next week to try to help him boost his convention if everybody's agreeable.
Yeah.
And maybe talk about mini wars. We'll talk about what's he doing, what is it about. Tom will answer the question of, is it just strictly I don't think it's strictly tabletop. I think it's just, you want a game, come on, man, let's game. So again, Chris Lundgren, hell of a nice man. Mini Wars 2026, and let's just do this. Want to agree next week? Let's do this. Yeah. Let's have him on.
I'd like to ask the audience, how many of you out there are wargamers? Because it was wargaming that brought me back to RPG. I'd gotten busy with life and college and all that other, yada yada yada. I was looking for a D&D product to buy to give to my brother as a gift, and I walked into the Hobby Bunker, which is a wargaming store, and had sponsored wargaming tables, and I walked to the back, and here's this 12-foot by 6-foot table, and it was 7 Years War laid out, and they're like, hey, you want to push 2 regiments? Sit in, but push 2 regiments of cavalry. They gave me, and I was hooked. I was hooked.
Real quick, Chris Lundgren is being sneaky. He's using secret names on the channel. Real quick, Mr. Lundgren, happy to support you. Chris, you are coming on next week, like we talked about. I talked to Chris earlier on the phone today. Sorry, I was actually getting approached by security at U.S. Customs to pick up some stuff when he was on the phone with me. But again, Things and Stuff 4620, aka Chris Lundgren, is coming on next week. Like I told you, let's all do some research. Chris, do me a favor, send me all the info you can on this, because I want to prep really good for this. Tom,
I got a bow. It was good.
Fine, Eric. Abandon us at our time of need.
Folks. Catch you all later.
Eric, toodles.
Anyway, thank you, Chris, for everything. Love to have you on the show next week.
Absolutely.
Any kind of push we can do for the con, that'd be great. Unfortunately, I can't be there because I'm going over to this guy's con.
Yes, Michigan versus California. Glenn could possibly make it in one night, but I think his wife Becky would be a little mad when he's doing 160 miles an hour in a car.
That's true. That's true. And he'll probably say, "Oh, I'll get you a couple of airline tickets." No, you won't. She won't fly.
Absolutely. So basically, the big thing, and this is another thing, is that, we're going to kind of shift topics on this show. We're going to kind of branch into other things. I think Steve's very glad of that. But the thing is the whole idea that I want to think I do with the show is and I apologize. I'm at fault for this. I'm the big offender here, is, latching on to other people's negativity. You know what? I can't do nothing about the Justin Lanasas or Ken Whitmans of this world. Yeah. And if somebody's talking naughty about me, I cannot, in no way can I control what their actions are when it comes to me, but I can sure as hell control my reactions.
Well, Don, the best thing to do when, my sister decided to start a lot of shit when my mother died. And so somebody in the family came to me and said, "This is what I'm hearing from your sister." And I said, "Well, that's interesting." Of course, I deny it. But you know what? Let's call a family meeting and get everybody in the room, get my brother on.
All the air clear.
It's called turning the kitchen light on and watching all those cockroaches skirmish away.
Yeah. And so it was, she did not anticipate I would do that. And it was very embarrassing for her. And the hammer got brought down on her by Dad. And, so the best thing to do is just look, this is, hey, no, it's not true. But you know what? The best people in the world are the ones who go, look, I just heard this about you. Do you have a comment?
Yeah.
And, if somebody comes to you and says, "Hey, do you know this about Don Samora?"
Yeah.
No, let's go talk to Dawn about. They don't want to do that. They don't want. They want to run their mouths in private. And so the best thing in the world is when somebody comes to you with gossip is just say, hey, that's interesting. Let's go talk to that person about it.
Yeah.
And you will know right away whether it's true or not, because they're going to be like,
Well, that's the big thing. That's like, I've been on Facebook since 2007. And as of Sunday afternoon, I had 108 friends. I have 84 friends now. So what I did was over the weekend and on Monday, Sunday night Monday was, I just basically took everybody who I was shown screenshots of what they say behind my back, and I first removed them. And then, nothing against other people I've removed, is I went ahead and I looked at my social media and I just kind of thought to myself, who on my friends list do I really interact with? I mean, really fundamentally. And I'll pick on Luke Gygax. Luke has never talked ill about me that I know of. I admire greatly what Luke Gygax has done in his father's memory. Truly, I admire that because he really has honored his father's legacy. Not only that, but he started off as a enlisted man and retired as a lieutenant colonel. You don't do that unless you really have your shit together. And I look at Gary Kahn and I just admire so much what he did with that. But in all fairness, and it's nothing against the man, besides gaming, me and Luke don't have really anything in common.
You don't really interact.
Yeah, and although I admire what the man has done personally, militarily, business-wise and such, I take my hat off to him, and I hope I could be just 1/10 as successful, and especially in conventions as that man has been. Realistically, he just doesn't interact with me, so I unfriended him. Not because I'm mad at him or offended. It's just we just don't have anything really in common. And so I kind of went through my friends list also and just said, do I really have anything in common? Do they interact with me? Do I interact with them? Or am I friends with this person because A, I'm either friend collecting or they are a quote unquote name? And I just said, no, I'm cleaning up my social media. I'm backing off on the controversies. I'm backing off on the arguments. And I'm going to get back, like I told my wife, Tina, I'm going to get back to doing things I have passion for. Game design, writing my novel. Steve knows this. Me and Steve are both writers for years. And, boring people, like for those of you, all these are on my friends list, is boring people with my food pics, my food questions, pictures of me and my wife doing the things that we do, and the occasional post that I make that might bring a little controversy inadvertently, like when I declined that job from the guy who supports, Palestine. And the thing is I want to be friends with people who I have some type of connection with, and I may not agree with you politically. I may not agree with you socially, but we can still be friends, but let's have some type of connection, So
I think Facebook's friends list should be renamed acquaintance list.
Bingo.
That's
Exactly.
what Megan said.
Yeah.
Well,
and,
that's what.
And honestly, devil's advocate here.
Go ahead. Where's the show's for?
I use Facebook to reconnect with people I lost touch with. Like, I went to college with this kid from Costa Rica. He had joined the U.S. Army. You can be in the, and I didn't know this, you could be in the U.S. Army for 4 years, but to re-enlist, you had to become a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
So he was he was a Costa Rican citizen. His sister had become a U.S. citizen, but he never made that transition. And we had connected at college, and I just loved this guy. And I looked for him for years. I lost touch with him. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I get this Facebook message hey, are you Tom Veralt who went to this college? And I was like,
Surprise!
Jimmy! I love this guy. You know, so it was great to reconnect with him. And we haven't really talked much, you know, but it was great to reconnect. We reconnected. We talked a lot right then and there. We haven't talked much lately. And, you know, it's just because he's in Missouri and I'm in Maine, and, you know, there's not much chance to get together. But I was like, you know, so for me, Facebook is a way to reconnect with, like, I'm still looking for one of the first people I used to play D&D with. And I have sent out messages because I can't spell his last name. So I don't know. So if there's a Darren Krosig out there in the audience.
Out there in the ether.
Real quick, did you know, Tom? And this will help you. I don't know what the site is actually called. You could probably Google it. But there is a website out there that is the largest database of high school yearbooks on the internet. And
we didn't go to the same high school. I'm not even sure what high school he went to. We just
because if you knew his high school, you could look him up, even foreign.
But yeah, so yeah, I've lost touch with Darren. He doesn't seem to be on Facebook. Oh well, but I reconnected with Thad, who I also played D&D with, and he like gave his D&D books away to his kid brother. Well, he's never looked back. So whatever.
Well, interesting enough, Steve actually pointed this out to me, is that, you know, one of the problems I have with Facebook is, and this is one of my big things with Facebook is that they have this feature, it's been out a while now, where if Tom makes a post, or let's say Tom comments on Joe Blow's post that has nothing to do with me,
right?
There's a chance that I can see Tom's post.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and the thing is I really don't like that, because it's too intrusive in my world. But Steve pointed this out to me. I guess MySpace, the creators of MySpace have made an announcement. Steve, you want to tell everybody about what this new announcement is and what they're doing?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of info, but from what I understand, they're going to be restarting MySpace and actually bringing in a lot of features that people have been wanting that Facebook won't do. For example,
that's more private.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot more private.
Isn't that? And that's the thing. I mean, go ahead, Tom.
Speak to that. You know, because I had a Facebook friend who was in the Star Frontiers community, and he was coming on my personal page and commenting in a post that was an interaction between me and my godfather.
Yeah.
And so it was like him and my godfather were ganging up. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because you don't even, the guy wasn't even a friend of yours.
Well, he was a friend of mine, but he was from the Star Frontiers community.
Oh, okay.
And he was getting involved in a personal post between me and my godfather. And I was like, excuse me? And I had to unfriend him. And then, you know, I figured out just recently, actually, my godfather unfriended me.
Okay.
You know, and I think it was all involving that whole blow up and I was like, excuse me, look, I get it. If we're friends through like D&D, all right, I'm not going to go on your personal page and get involved with you and your wife or your
God. Oh, yeah, that's a huge.
That's just wrong. And you know, so but I know that, and I know not to do that, but not everybody does. And so in recent years, when I get friend requests, I go on your page and I look, are you a gamer? It'll be obvious.
Yeah.
I might, you know, if I don't know you, but you're a gamer, I'll accept your request because I'm Tabletop Tap Room and I get it. People are sending me friend requests and I understand that. So I allow that stuff to happen. But look, if you start getting involved in family things like Voldemort, Justin Lanassa and his friends, using alts to troll me on a post involving me and my daughter with special needs,
Oh, that pissed me. That gets me right now to this day. That gets me fired freaking up when that happened.
Just thinking
you know,
about-
it's so much so that a Star Frontiers friend sent me a text message. You know, this was somebody who I was pretty close with in the Star Frontiers community, because they sent me a text message, and so I looked at it. I was driving home to Maine from Massachusetts,
Yeah.
having had Thanksgiving with my daughters, you know, and I was like, "What?" So we pulled into the rest stop. I looked at, whoa!
Yeah.
I made Tammy drive, and I started, you know, deleting comments, you know, because that has no business. You trolling me on my Thanksgiving photos with my daughter with special needs.
Oh,
That has no look. You don't like the video that I posted, and I didn't post a negative video. I just did a video saying, hey, this is what New GSR is doing with Star Frontiers, based off of what they posted.
But see, that's why I have my page locked down so much. What I do is I have my page locked down, and it's not because I'm afraid what Tom will do with it or Glenn will do with it. What I'm afraid of is some rando third party coming in.
Yeah, I've
and
locked my page
doing
down
a
a
page.
little bit, but still, I leave it a little bit open to friends. So, but if friends kind of cross the line, then I start muting them, I start blocking them, I start unfriending them.
Yep.
And you know, that's just the way it's got to
It's
be.
just social media, though, man. I mean, that's the thing
But
about social media.
Honestly, it's a small handful of Yak Lanassa and the other guy, the Nazi. I forget his
Johnson.
Johnson. Right.
Perfectly named Johnson. He was
I
a true Johnson.
Oh, he's an absolute Johnson. But it's really only those three guys, and they were a little clique who caused a lot of trouble, and whatever. So, but they're gone. They're gone from the hobby. Even Johnson's official D30.
Real quick. Let's
Yeah.
and then we should actually close this down because it's going on 9:30. I have a question. We know where Justin's at.
Yeah.
We know where Yak is at. I guess he's a security guard that wears chainmail now. Seriously.
According to his own post.
Yes. So does anyone really know? Does really anyone know where Dave Johnson is at nowadays? I've heard nothing from this guy.
I thought he was in Tennessee.
Well, he's from Tennessee. It's where he lives. But I'm talking about. I know he shifts his web presence with new names and new topics and everything.
It's
But
like he's had 100 email addresses.
like whack-a-mole, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's more the point of nobody gives a shit anymore.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's that for sure.
So, but
Wait. What was that comment? Hack the barrier peaks.
Hack the barrier peaks planet. LOL. Tattletale 77.
Challenge. That's like throwing the glove down in front of me.
Yeah. And Tattletale says D30. Tattletale, the only thing I can say is this. If you want to learn more, go to Star Frontiers New Genesis Facebook group and just take a deep breath, get a big bottle of liquor, take a couple swigs of it, and just start looking at all the history. That's all you got to do.
I recommend bourbon.
I'm more of a rum guy. I think rum, rum is more of a thing for me.
Bourbon's a true American drink. Rum is not.
Oh, quit it. It's all, don't you know all real pirates drink rum?
That's right.
Arrgh.
Yeah, but pirates are not necessarily American.
That's true.
Bourbon is a true American
Bourbon,
drink.
yeah, okay, fine,
Congress
be that way.
says
only
so.
if you're in Tennessee.
That's
You,
right.
you cannot call it bourbon and have it if it's not been.
Yeah, isn't that a law, Tom?
That is a law.
What's the law now about this now, real quick?
So Congress passed a law that said you cannot call something bourbon and sell it in America unless it's made in America.
Doesn't it have to also be made like in a certain way?
Yeah, there's like
There's nuances.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I'm not a master brewer.
I'm not a master brewer.
Call it rye.
maybe a masturbator, but you know.
Bo. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the vlog of many things.
Hi.
And at that, we are going to wank off here. I mean, offload, long, whatever you want to call it here. Yep. But seriously, folks, everybody, thank you very much tonight for coming on. It's going on 9:30. We had a really good show tonight. What was really nice tonight is just people were nice in chat. We had a lot of
Special
fun.
thanks to Eric. He was
Yes.
Yes.
It's always great.
Yep. So if you want to go ahead and check out Eric, go to Eric Tenkar's Tavern Discord. There is a thing called the excuse me, I'm drawing a blank. It's called the Speakeasy. Speakeasy.
Yes.
What the Speakeasy is on Eric's channel is a place in Discord where you can do live video or live chat and just kind of just shit and shoot shit for a while.
Yeah.
So, but again, in all seriousness, I urge everybody, if you can, go over to Chris Lundgren's, check out his con Mini Wars 2026, October 10th and 11th at the CSUF at the Titan Events Center in California. I do not have a link, but next week we're going to have him on and we're going to have links, images, and all that good shit. So, Steve, Tom, Glenn, thank you for coming on tonight.
Good night, folks, and thank you, Jim.
Yeah, and Tattletale 7, Foogly, Thyatis, Chris, everybody, thank you for coming on tonight. Much appreciated in chat. Things and stuff. Thank you again also, Robert Stanton. And we will all be back next week with Chris Lundgren. We're going to talk a little bit about his convention. We're going to talk about gaming and who knows what else. So, again, everybody, thank you for tonight. And we will talk to you guys later.